Welcome to Olli World. Hey, now I just want to point out the first thing about this game that's super cool is the music. Take a listen. Really puts you in this indie chill wave mood, which I really thoroughly appreciate. After years in college, I was a DJ, and it was just great to have that kind of indie chill wave electronic music in there. And this game really focuses on that, and I do appreciate that. You can always change the music in the top right corner to whatever you want to. There's a nice little selection there, kind of like in the Tony Hawk games. A lot of customization working in this game with how quirky your character can be. That's always fun. And a lot of cool moves to make. So in this game, in order to change your moves, you're using the sticks, and you're kind of turning them in a way that's either, circular or semicircular. You'd think that it would be a lot similar to the Tony Hawk games, but it's a little more intuitive than that. As you can see, there are advanced tricks and special tricks, as well as specific timing that you have to hit the grinds and manuals when you come down. But the biggest difference in this game from Tony Hawk is that it's more of a 2D platformer. So kind of like a retro title where you just go left and right across the screen and you're following one path. So this game gets really addictive when you start moving. You just love it when you hit the ramps at the perfect time and grind straight into another area. You can switch paths a little bit, so it's not entirely one path 2D, but it starts getting really fun when you start grooving and you don't actually fall. I'm sure you're going to fall in the beginning of the game, like every one of these kind of skateboarding games. You always go down pretty hard, and we'll get into that in a second. But just for the general flow of the game, it's pretty fast. As you can see, you move really quickly. You can definitely start hitting a little harder. You go off the walls, on the grind, hit the half pipes left and right. There's ways that this game just keeps going, and it keeps you with that sense of adrenaline. Now, what I really enjoy about it is that there's all these little accomplishments that you can get that just make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. You don't have to do these by any means. It just gives you a little bit more customizations and some more points for you by the end of a level. So if you're a completionist, you're looking to get those finished. Now, really, it's just an accomplishment if you even successfully made it through the level without dying, and that's the main purpose of the game. But as I said, if you are going for everything, there are so many different ways to add points to your score. The only real purpose in this is to add customization to your character. Like I said, comes with more t-shirt options, knee pads, character customizations, and sometimes different pathways. I personally finished the whole game just by beating the levels, and then went back and tried to finish all the extra parts. As you can see, there's goals and challenges as well as the high score. So there's always a time that you can go back, complete without using checkpoints. That's the huge one, and completing the level. But yeah, this game is very linear. It's got that retro feel to it. There's regions that you go through and complete every level within the region till you get to the next one, and then you actually learn new moves as you go. So there's times that you'll get a little weapon to your arsenal, just like in skating in real life. Eventually there's a point where you gotta learn something new. So right here we're learning some manuals for this sketch side, this region here, and this is actually just like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games because you start comboing your moves. If you can tie them together with a manual, then you get big combos. The customization is super funny in this game. I found myself just going to it really often and changing all the time because there's just some wacky things that you can put on your character. I chose to be Skeeter from Doug here, switched that up a bit, and then I even managed to create a Michael Jackson looking character, which I literally could not believe that it looked like that similar to MJ, but yeah, it's pretty funny. And actually made me kind of skate a little bit more crazy as well. You see on those grinds, you can do some extra moves and add some spins to it. Every Tony Hawk Pro Skater player knows that if you add spins to every move, it increases your meter. So you're always jumping, always ollieing and manualing into spinny moves. That was always help. Make it a little bit more impactful for your score. Yeah, MJ on the skateboard, right? You'd be surprised. I didn't know that Michael Jackson could skate that hard, but that dude is freaking gnarly. But you got to imagine that Michael Jackson was probably banned from going to skate parks. He's got the moves, but yeah, no, let's just avoid that. Anyway, there's some cool levels in this game. The forest is one of my favorites. There's a lot of really interesting backgrounds, and I just want to point out the graphics in this game. It looks exactly like Adventure Time, right? I mean, I couldn't help but think that, like, wow, this is just like Adventure Time. It reminds me of Finn and Jake so much. The characters, little creatures that are, you know, the trees are alive, they got faces, the bees are alive, trees, bees, everything. And that just put a smile to my face as well. But yeah, they're jamming out, that's fantastic. Super algebraic, and at a point, you're going for heavy combos. And you gotta really impress your friends with those. In order to increase your score a bit, you gotta go down some gnarly routes. Those end up getting really tough, especially with the levels that require you to kick forward and get some momentum. Not everything is very straightforward in this game. It's not that easy to hit every jump and every wall. That's something you're gonna have to get used to. But as I said, it is 2D and in one direction, so it doesn't feel too overwhelming, and when you start over, you just go right back to the beginning. You will meet some new friends along the way that will open up some new paths as well. These areas can be just tough to even finish, let alone get high scores in. Like I mentioned before, sometimes you just want to beat the level, and if you're trying to go for everything at once, like boop the frogs off the bees, get a 100,000 point combo, you know, meet everybody in the level and do all the secrets, it's pretty tough. To be honest, I would highly recommend just going through the path that you prefer first, and then going from there, because you will definitely miss some things, and I don't think it's even possible to hit everything at once. Now, you know I couldn't be that good at this game, and I gotta give you guys a montage of all my fails here, so there's quite a few, I'm not gonna lie, and in recording this footage, there's clearly a lot more, but here's a couple that are really funny. I just find that the mechanic of your body just flailing when you get hit is just hilarious in this game. It's just like, it just drags you, like the gravity just takes over, and then your whole body just goes limp. It's really funny. It reminds me of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, when you kill an enemy and then they just stay on the map forever, and then they basically get tied to you on the foot and they just flail around. It's just really funny. I feel like they kept that in there on purpose. BB Hopper, the CIA informant. You gotta love a frog character in a game, right? This is actually the toughest area in the game, and wow. It just got absolutely launched. Honestly, could not stop dying at this part. It was very frustrating. The purpose of this level is to do 3 laps around the map in one combo. That means retaining a manual the entire time, which I obviously can't do, and doing it 3 times going left and right, which is really tough in a non-3D environment. The characters are great as well. Mike's got a lot of one-liners here. Chiffon is the like psychedelic Nirvana queen. You know, the non-material Buddhist life. They're great. Honestly, it's awesome having these characters around. And then you have like the end boss, people. They're not really bosses, but they're just kind of like wandering spirits. They always give you some kind of an odd philosophical debate when you land with them. So yeah, another game developed by Roll7, who did Roller Drome in my last review as well, becoming a very quick favorite of mine as a developer, to make these kind of games that are really indie and just fun to play with. And honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's so fun. And it's just like skating in real life, you know, like it's hard in the beginning to figure out some new direction and how to actually stay stable. But once you get the hang of it, it's endless fun. Infinite Nirvana. Keep grinding on, homies, and keep it crispy.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video for our review of Olli World, another nice indie game by Roll7. Just wanted to stop by, drop in real quick, and say, hey, thanks for watching the videos and giving us some likes and subscribes. All that stuff really helps me and Buzz here make some really good content. We're leveling up a little bit, getting on the grind, so we got a lot more content coming. We got lots of systems to explore. Got PlayStation 1, 2, GameCube, Super Nintendo, even some Wii stuff. So there's plenty of games to play out there, and we figured we'd, you know, drop it in a little bit and just let you know that there's more content coming. But I just wanted to give my appreciation for skating a little bit. So thanks for tuning in and dropping by. See you next time.